These practices are designed for people following total knee replacement surgery. In some of the videos, you'll be asked to move on and off the ground. If this is a concern for you, consider lying on a bed with a firm mattress or a massage table. You will need a strap, a block, a chair, the wall, and a solid surface to lie on. If at any point you find that you're having pain or have a hard time breathing deeply and calmly, consider backing away from the exercise and maybe even taking a break at any point throughout the practice. Have a wonderful practice. So rest on your back with your feet touching the wall, and then extend one leg up at a time. The closer you are to the wall, the more intense the stretch will be. If it's too intense, you can always scoot yourself away from the wall. This is a stretch for the back of the legs. To intensify the stretch, you can flex your feet by pulling the top of your feet towards your knee. This will intensify the stretch in the back of your legs. If you find this to be too intense, you can alternate between flexing and pointing your feet. Breathe deeply into your belly. And let your legs be supported by the wall. If you need to take a break at any time, you can always bend your knees. You can even just bend one knee at a time. Keep your breath flowing in and out through your nose. And then go ahead and relax by bending your knees or coming out of the stretch position and just rest for just a moment. And then bring the inside of your feet together. So the bottom of your feet and the inside of your feet touch, and then your knees go out to the side, so like a butterfly position. Yeah, so bring the bottom of your feet to touch. And to get more of a stretch, you can pull your heels down towards the ground and let your knees go out to the side. So find a position you can be comfortable in and breathe. This is a stretch for the inner thighs. If this is uncomfortable in your knees, come to a position that you maybe don't get a stretch, but your knees feel okay. A lot of times if our hip muscles are tight, our knees will be uncomfortable. Breathe calmly and deeply into your abdomen. And if at any point you need to take a break from this position, you can always straighten one leg at a time or move your feet up the wall to come into less of a stretch. And keep breathing regardless of whatever position you are in. And then once you're complete with this stretch, go ahead and relax. And release your legs out of the position that feels like a stretch. So just let your legs relax. So this next one is going to be working on stretching the outer hamstring muscle. So you're going to come back to the hamstring stretch with both your legs straight. And this time you're going to cross one ankle over the other. So you're going to cross your shin or ankle and flex your feet. We're going for a stretch on the outside of the top thigh. And breathe. Again, if you find when you flex the foot it's a little bit too intense of a stretch, you can alternate between pointing and flexing your foot. If you want a little bit more of the stretch, you can cross your leg across a little bit more. So if you want to intensify the stretch, you can maybe even cross the knees or the thigh, which will make the stretch more intense. You can also visit it and come back to what position you were in that was comfortable. Keep your breath flowing in and out through your nose. And try to keep your top knee straight when you're stretching. And rest whenever you need. And then we'll switch to the other side. So if you need to take a break in between, no problem. But now cross your other leg on top, keeping the knee straight, flexing the foot. Breathing. Just take your time. You can always come out of this position at any point. This stretch tends to be the most intense because we are getting to the outside of the hamstring. So listen to your body. If it's too intense, you can always return back to the hamstring stretch where both legs are parallel versus one leg being crossed over the other. And then slowly come out into a position that's not a stretch, that feels comfortable. And wiggle, yeah. Breathe. All right. The last one on your back is both legs up again. Hamstring stretch. Flex your feet if you can. And then start to bring one leg out to the side. Like it's a clock moving out to the side. And go to the point that you get a stretch on the inside of the leg that's going out. And you can alternate between flexing and pointing your foot. Try to keep the steady leg, the one that's pointing up towards the ceiling, nice and strong. So make sure that you're not tipping over to the side that your leg's going out to. And breathe. And you can always come out of this position by bringing your leg back up. If you prefer movement versus a sustained stretch, you can just move your leg down the wall and then back up the wall. And then go to the other side, so switch. And breathe. And find a position that you can breathe comfortably in and that there's a comfortable stretch. It does not have to be painful to be effective. Even the point that your stretch just begins is a great place to be. Flexing and pointing the foot can be helpful. Moving the heel down and up the wall can also be helpful. And then slowly bring your leg back up. And before moving into a seated position, just notice how your legs are feeling. Observe if you feel any difference after doing these stretches.
Yes.
So from lying on your back, we're going to come back to a standing position. So bend your knees and roll over onto your side. And we're going to use the chair in this next position. So take your time. And keep breathing no matter what's happening. And then move the chair so that you can use it. Great. And then you're going to take a seat on the chair with one leg forward and the other leg's going to be back behind you. Great. And you can use the chair for stability. So stay here. And if you want more of a stretch, walk your back foot back behind you a little bit more. And if you want even more of a stretch, you can always come out and rest. Take your time. You can reach your arm of your back leg up towards the ceiling. You can even reach your other arm up if that feels okay, if you feel balanced. If you don't feel balanced on the chair, then keep both hands down and breathe. Maybe even look up a little bit. Good. And then slowly bring one hand down to the chair and the other hand down. And then spin around on this chair. So stand up and switch legs. You're going to turn around. And you're going to keep one thigh on the chair and the other thigh is going to be off the chair, walking back behind you. So walk your foot back just as far as you need to get a stretch in the front of your thigh of the leg that's off the chair, your back leg. This is a supported lunge on the chair. And just come to the point that you feel a nice stretch and breathe. You're welcome to stay here or come in and out of this position. You can always walk your bottom knee forward if you need. If you want more of a stretch or to test your balance, reach one arm up towards the ceiling and maybe reach both arms up towards the ceiling as long as you feel comfortable on the chair. Maybe even gaze up and breathe. Listen to your body. And then slowly bring one hand down and the other hand down. And come on out. Stay right there. Perfect. Now come up to standing and you're going to use the chair for balance. So you're going to stand with the chair behind you and you're going to point your feet straight ahead. Feet hip distance apart. And with the chair behind you, press your hands down into the chair and lift your chest up. And breathe. So this is standing mountain pose with a chair behind you. And your feet point straight ahead and press your feet down, straighten your knees and reach up to the top of your head and breathe. And then from this position, go ahead and come on out, away from the chair. And then move the chair to the side. And then bring your back to the wall. Once you're standing against the wall, walk your feet a little bit away from the wall. And bring your shoulders back to the wall and then slowly slide down the wall, bending your knees, keeping your thighs parallel to each other. If you find your knees go beyond your ankles, go ahead and walk your feet a little bit more forward. So you can come up and then walk your feet a little bit more forward. And breathe. So this exercise is a chair position which you can either sustain or move in and out of. Bring your head back, shoulders back. Breathe. And always come back up. Use the wall to help you. And then, when you're done, go ahead and step away from the wall. And then make your way to sit on the chair for our final relaxation. Take a seat. Make sure your feet are on the ground comfortably. Your back is supported. Place your hands either palms up or palms down on your thighs. Close your eyes and start to notice your body. While you're in this seated position, we're going to work on a body awareness practice. Close your eyes and feel the bottom of your feet, the back of your thighs, and your back resting against the surfaces that they touch. Start by bringing attention to your right sit bone. Then bring the attention to the back of the right thigh, the back of your right knee, the back of your right lower leg, your right heel, the bottom of your right foot, the top of your right foot, the front of your right ankle, the front of your right lower leg, the front of your knee, the top of your right thigh, the top of your right pelvis. Notice your whole right leg. Now bring the attention to your left sit bone, the back of your left thigh, the back of your left knee, the back of your left lower leg, your left heel, bottom of your left foot, top of your left foot, front of your left ankle, front of your left shin, front of your left knee, top of your left thigh, top of your left pelvis. Notice your whole left leg. Now let's bring the attention to both sides, both sit bones, back of both thighs, behind both knees, back of both lower legs, both heels, bottoms of both feet, tops of both feet, front of both ankles, front of both lower legs, front of both knees, top of both thighs, top of both pelvis. Deepen your breath and notice both of your legs, from your feet to your ankles, to your knees, to your hips, to your pelvis. You're welcome to stay in this relaxed position for as long as it's comfortable for you. Whenever you're ready, you're welcome to move out into this position and move into the rest of your day. Namaste.